And we are live. And it's the big day, the 2022 FIFA World Cup group stage draw. And this will be the watch along / reaction from your boy Dominic Rich and the people in the chat, of course. It wouldn't be anything without the people in the chat. Big up, man. Big up. Nice to be back. We were live last night talking about all the possible permutations. We did a draw simulation, and we are ready to find out who's in which group. We're going to have 8 groups of 4. Teams are divided into pots. All 8 teams are going to be into 4 pots, and the groups are going to be filled up according to pots. Pots 1 is going to occupy the groups first, followed by pot 2, then pot 3, then pot 4. This is based on FIFA rankings going into the tournament, of course. So big shout outs to everybody. Remember the draw procedure. No 2 teams from the same confederation can be in the same group, with the exception of UEFA, who could have a maximum of 2 teams in the same group. So let's do this, man. Let's do this. It's going to take a while. We know this. We know that the draws are drawn out. We know that. They have to probably have a little ceremony, probably a live performance. I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't know what's going to happen. But they're not just going to start the draw immediately. So we're going to have to find a few things to do and a few things to actually talk about before the draw does happen. So big up to everybody, man. Big up to the boy Omar M, who's been around for a long time. Ibrook Palmer, bro, haven't seen you in ages, bro. How you feeling? How you doing? Big up to Austin Herzig, who's been around for a long time. Michael Olopido, Andy Palencia, how are you doing, man? Big up to Big John, who was in the chat last night. Summer at the Longhouse as well. Big up to you, man. Big up to everybody, man. Nice to see y'all in here, guys. Johnny Ruiz, B. Docs, David Villa, or Villa, Johan, AD45. Everybody in here, Spark TV. Everybody in here, man. Make sure you guys like the video. We are back. And don't forget, you could head on over to cardsplug.com/DominicRichFC. Links will be in the description box down below. You could get 35% off one of those cards with the use of my code Dominic Rich FC. All right, don't miss out, guys. So look, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see who's going to be in which group so that we could start all the discussions when it comes to the 2022 World Cup, though. So awesome. So let's do something fun in the meantime. Let's do something fun. And before we get into what I want to actually do, there's something that I haven't taken the time to do yet, and that's actually to talk about the CONCACAF last match day. I haven't yet talked about it because it was late, and you know what it is. You know, we know the teams that are going to qualify and everything, and the team going into the playoffs. But I want to just touch on the last 4 matches in the octagonal. I have to talk about those games briefly. I did not watch the Mexico-El Salvador game, but I want to touch on all 4 matches briefly while we wait for the draw. We have some time. It's 11:51. The draw ceremony starts at 12, my time, local time, noon. Maybe for some of you guys, it's about, I don't know, 5 hours later or 5 hours earlier, 3 hours, so I don't know what time it is in your part of the world right about now, but where I am in New York City, it's 11:51 a.m., and I think that's the time across the entire Western Hemisphere, if I'm not mistaken. So, look, Mexico 2, El Salvador 0, Uriel Antuna in the 17th minute, Raul Jimenez in the 43rd. I did expect Mexico to win this game on home soil in front of their fans and book their place in Qatar. If you look at the stats, they had 18 shots at goal, 6 on target, 56% of the ball, compared to El Salvador, 7 shots at goal, none on target, 44% of the ball. So L3 will be back at the World Cup, 28 points, 28 points, second. I don't know why I said 12. 28, 28 points for Mexico at the end of the octagonal. They finished second. And I know the fans will be disappointed that Mexico finished behind Canada, but this is no indication on how the teams would actually do at the World Cup. Okay, guys, so don't forget that. But well done, Mexico, on making it back to the big event. And they will be looking to get past the round of 16 this time around. So hard luck to El Salvador. I think they put up a good fight, and they do, have a nice little squad there that they could build on for 2026. So 2026 is the goal for El Salvador, and that for them to be back at the World Cup for the first time since 1982. So good luck to El Salvador. I think Hugo Perez did a great job with the team. As for Tata Martino and Mexico, I don't think they did a great job in qualifiers, even though they qualified handsomely. You get what I'm saying. They weren't impressive whatsoever. Jamaica 2, Honduras 1. Jamaica, they won 2 games during World Cup qualifiers, and both wins came against Honduras. Astonishing. Astonishing. I don't know, that word came out very, very wrong. But that's crazy. That is crazy. That Jamaica only won twice, and they came against Costa Rica, Honduras, home and away. But you got to give it up to the Jamaican team, though. They were brave after going behind via penalty. Leon Bailey's penalty. Goalkeeper got a hand to that. But Ravel Morrison scored a good goal in the second minute of the first half, extra time there. It was a very open game of football. Both teams had their chances. I think I like what Honduras did at the back end of World Cup qualifiers by actually experimenting and looking forward, to the future by introducing some fresh players, local-based players and all. And for Jamaica, you could see them doing the same. You could see them actually moving on from a few players. I don't know if guys like Kemal Lawrence is injured, but he didn't take part in the last couple games. So Jamaica looking to look ahead to 2026, and both teams looking ahead to 2026 as well, because both teams failed miserably to qualify for the World Cup. As you guys could see, the table, Jamaica 6th. It's respectable finish in the fact that they finished above El Salvador and Honduras, but I think they would have liked to be a bit closer to the likes of Costa Rica, Panama, and the USA in terms of points. They did not compete. They really didn't compete. So let's see if Paul Hall will stay on as the head coach. There's signs that he will, because, he did pick up a win there. And I think Jamaica did pick up a draw as well in the previous match. So, so it's not the previous game against Canada, but let me just pull up the whole Jamaica thing in front of me here. Against El Salvador, they did pick up a draw. So 4 points in that window, and those are the only 4 points that Paul Hall picked up while in charge of the Jamaican team. So positive end to proceedings, but they got to look to 2026. And in my opinion, I think it's going to be very difficult for Jamaica in 2026 as well. I think it's going to be very, very tough, because with Canada, Mexico, and the USA most likely to take 3 out of 6 places, you still have Costa Rica, Panama, El Salvador, Honduras, Curacao, Suriname, Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, Montserrat and Co. You know what I mean? St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not at all. To deal with. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be another uphill battle for Jamaica. So big up to the boy Demo Dre in the house. Big up to Richard Neves. Big up to Lechu, I Am Gamer, Adam Mendel, Lucid King, everybody in here. Everybody you see commenting right now is a subscriber of the channel, because only subscribers could comment. And guys, we hit 50,000 subscribers on the channel, man. That is a big, big achievement, because not many people doing YouTube, whether it's football, fashion, tech, whatever you may have, they don't get to 50,000. And it's a big achievement. I'm not going to try to downplay this achievement whatsoever because it's a great achievement, man. And let's see if we could get to 100K. Don't think it's going to happen, but if I put out the work, it might happen. Definitely might happen. So AD45 is saying, I remember when you had 6K. Yeah, before the World Cup started, I can't remember how many subscribers I had, but I had less than 5,000 in 2018. So, you know, channel have grown in the last 4 years. Maybe to the 2026 World Cup, we might actually hit 100. So let's see if we could achieve that. But thank you very much, everybody who's actually congratulating me right about now. So, yeah. Montserrat don't even have enough people to fit into a stadium. LOL. I know, a championship stadium. But yeah, they've been competing in CONCACAF though. Big up to the boy AVJ123 who's been around throughout the whole journey, man. Thank you very much for sticking around, man. I do appreciate it. And guys, let's touch on the other CONCACAF games really quick. So I'm not going to get stuck talking about CONCACAF when the draw starts. So look, Panama won. Canada 0. Big up to Panama for picking up that victory over the octagonal leaders. Canada, who did not finish World Cup qualifiers very strongly. They did lose to, what? That was what Costa Rica did lost to. They beat Jamaica 4-0. And they lost to Panama. So not a very strong finish in Central America whatsoever. The two previous games in Central America against El Salvador and Honduras, they won those games, but they weren't able to get the better of Costa Rica and Panama. And I would like to say that Canada was very unlucky not to get something from one of, both those games, because they did put up a good fight. They did have chances, but just for some reason, the ball evaded the back of the net. So in this game, Gabi Torres, man, I think that was Jose Luis Rodriguez who put in that ball at the far post, and Gabi Torres, who has over 100 caps for Panama, ran onto it and put it in the back of the net past the second keeper, Crepeau. So Canada already qualifying. They did switch up the team a bit. They had guys like Kone in the middle. Atiba Hutchinson played at center back. Lucas Cavallini started. So it wasn't a full-strength Canada team. It wasn't. It really wasn't. And that's no excuse for Canada, but it wasn't a full-strength team. You know what I mean? I'm not making any excuses for Canada at all. And wasn't the full-strength Panamanian team either. Were players who were on the fringes and not being involved in every single game got their opportunities. But strong finish by Panama. They finished 4 points short of both Costa Rica and the USA, and they will be very disappointed in that because they had a good momentum going for them and they barely missed out. So they will be looking forward to 2026, where Canada will qualify as one of the co-hosts, but Panama will have to fight for one of those 3 available spots. And there's also going to be 2 teams going into the playoffs for 2 more spots for the 48-team World Cup in 2026. I am looking forward to that World Cup because I'm going to actually work on going to some of those games. I'm really going to look, maybe the game in Jersey, if Pennsylvania, gets one of those bids, maybe Washington, even drive over to Ohio. You know what I mean? Boston, man's got to do what a man's got to do. But, I want to go to some of those World Cup games, man. So, yeah, 2026. So, congrats to Canada on qualifying for the World Cup for the first time since 1986 under John Herdman there. And hard luck to Panama not making it to back-to-back events after debuting in 2018. They almost made it. And the game that we all been, that I've been waiting to talk about is Costa Rica 2, the USA 0. I have to say, the USA ought to be ashamed of their goddamn selves for this performance. Because Costa Rica and Luis Fernando Suarez, I think they really did not care too much about this game because they had already basically qualified as the team going into the intercontinental playoffs. Panama couldn't catch them, and they couldn't catch the USA unless they beat them 6-0. The USA dominated possession in this game, 15 shots, 6 on target, 66% of the ball, but could not score. Keylor Navas in goal to the rescue. He was later taken off. Alvarado came on. But the highlight of this match is the fact that Luis Fernando Suarez switched out the entire team. Only a few guys actually stayed in the 11. And from just looking at the team, Kendall Waston started. And all the other guys pretty much were youngsters. It was basically an under 21 team. And a few guys were 24, 25 years old, but an under 21 team. I have to give notable mention to a player by the name of Jewison Bennett. He's only 17 years old. Jewison Bennett. Listen, when we thought that the future for Costa Rica did not look good, we thought the future did not look good for Costa Rica, there they go putting out this very youthful team and beating the USA 2-0. I was like, what the hell am I seeing here? Juan Pablo Vargas in the 51st minute and Antonio Contreras in the 59th minute. Some good goals as well. You see what I'm saying? Very, very good goals. So, got to give it to Costa Rica, man. Contreras is only 22 years old. And for Juan Pablo Vargas, who is a defender, listen, he's 26 years old. He's one of the more experienced ones. But there's guys 18, 17, 19 years old on this on that team, and they beat the USA. Listen, Ricardo Pepi, you got to step your game up, or else you won't be going to the World Cup. Listen, song's harsh, but Pepi has fallen off big time after a great start. I don't know what got into Pepi. Maybe he's in his own head. Pulisic, Weah, these guys got to step up when they go to the World Cup, man. You know what I mean? The USA put out a fairly strong 11, and they got beaten by Costa Rica. Look, I have to say, in the previous game where Costa Rica were beaten by the USA in the USA, they were criticized for being too slow, too old, too lethargic. And I think they turned the tide by actually say, hey, okay, we're too old, we're too slow. Here you go. Take this. Take these youngsters. These guys are talented too. Take these youngsters and, you know what I mean, they got beaten. They got beaten, you know what I mean? So, well done. Great strategy. So, the draw celebration or the ceremony has started. There's a performance. You know, I won't get to fully enjoy the performance, only visually, but I won't get to actually, you know, listen in on the performance because I don't really want to play with that whole copyright issue. I'll be fine, I think, if I play the sound, but I don't really want to play the sound. So that's what's up for CONCACAF. I did not actually talk about CONCACAF before at the end of these matches. So congratulations to Canada, Mexico, and the USA for qualifying, and for Costa Rica to make the playoffs to face New Zealand. Panama, Jamaica, El Salvador, and Honduras all miss out, and we'll have to look towards 2026 and beyond. So what we gonna do, guys? I'm gonna just go back here, and we have this thing called the predictor game. It's a predictor game where the draw is now locked. I was actually gonna play around with this, but they locked it. They locked it, man. So I can't mess around with this game anymore. So it is what it is. I was actually gonna play around with this, but they locked it out. Come on, dudes. How you gonna do me like that? They locked it. But I did do a draw simulation, though. I did do a draw simulation. So I could share the simulation from last night. Definitely, I could do that. And we could just take a look at what I got from that. So let's go back to the FIFA website there. And we have to pull up the draw. Definitely got to pull up the draw. Final draw. And yeah. All right. So I don't know if we're gonna have a place where we could actually watch and see the pots fill up. Well, the groups fill up. I want to be able to find that, but I don't know if there's somewhere where we could find that at. So yeah, that's gonna be very tricky there. Okay, the final draw predict. Yeah, the game is closed. So we all have to just tune into the draw. For some people, it's on the website, but for me, it's on Fox Sports 1, cable TV, and you got to check it out, man, through whatever means you can, and we're going to react to the draw here. But if you look at the news, man, fans worldwide snap up over 800,000 FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 tickets in opening sales. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. So, all right. We have some images here. These are from the preliminary draws that were taking place for OFC and all of that. But I want to be able to follow the draw live. I think there's probably some websites, you know what I mean? Like maybe some of the English websites that's, gonna watch the draw fill up and all of that. If anybody know where I could find one, let me know. Big up to everybody in the house, man. Big up, big up, big up. Let me actually pull up the draw that I made last night so you guys could actually see. Okay. So there's a performance right now. Damn, this thing's looking good. All right. So this is the draw that I got last night. Group A, Qatar, the USA, Senegal, and one of Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. That would be the group of life. That would be a very, very easy group indeed. And the USA would love a group like that. Then we have Group B, Argentina, Switzerland, Tunisia, Canada in that group. That's not a bad group for Canada either, seeing that we all, we're going to take a close look at the CONCACAF groups. That's not a bad group if Canada does get into a group like that. And then we have Group C, Brazil, Germany, Japan, Cameroon. That group is top heavy with both Brazil and Germany most likely to come through. But Japan and Cameroon could be, very, very tricky opponents to face. Big up to everybody in the chat right about now, guys. Make sure you smash up the thumbs up button for the live stream. Do appreciate it, man. You guys are the real deal. Look. Group D, Spain, Uruguay, Serbia, Ghana. That group looks like one of the group of deaths. Group C and Group D, if it happens, it's going to be very, very, very hard, man. Very, very hard. Group E, England, Croatia, Iran, Ecuador. That group would also be a fun. All the groups looking good. France, Netherlands, Morocco. One of the teams from the playoffs, Peru or Australia or the UAE. That'll be a nice group. Portugal, Mexico, Poland, and Saudi Arabia. I think that would be a nice group for Mexico. They would, scrap it out against Poland, should beat Saudi Arabia, and would hope that Poland gets destroyed by Portugal or whatever, but that would be a good group. Group H, Belgium, Denmark, South Korea, and one of Costa Rica or New Zealand. That group looks light. That group looks light because you know what Belgium's going to do in that group, and most likely Denmark will perform well as well. So, yeah, that was my draw simulation. You could Google search draw simulator and definitely pull up that draw, and you could make it happen. So, let's review the pots again, guys. So, in pot 1, Qatar, Belgium, Argentina, Spain, Brazil, France, England, Portugal, which means that none of these teams could be in the same group. You see what I'm saying? And these teams will be spread across groups A all the way to Group H, right? Group H. Okay, yeah, just want to make sure I get that right. Group H. So, I'm excited, man. Are you excited? How excited are you for the draw? Because I am very, very excited for this draw. I got up early. I was supposed to do some things this morning, but I said, nah, man, let me get my rest because I don't want to miss this draw whatsoever. Don't want to miss this draw for nothing. So, look, are we going to see one of the winners come from part 1? Or one of the winners come from part 2? I think there's a potential winner in part two here in Germany. Germany are one of the teams you got to keep an eye on, man. Germany is a very, very dangerous team. So there's Mexico, Denmark, Uruguay, USA, Netherlands, Germany, Switzerland, and Croatia, the finalists for 2018. Part 3, we got Senegal, Japan, Serbia, Korea Republic, Iran, Morocco, Poland, and Tunisia. Look, I don't think any of these teams from part 3 are going to go on to win the World Cup, but you never ever know. You never know, man. You never know. And part 4, Cameroon, Ecuador, Ghana, Canada, Saudi Arabia, the European playoff spot, the intercontinental playoff spots as well between CONMEBOL and the AFC and the OFC and CONCACAF. So I don't see any of those teams winning it. The team that's going to win the World Cup is going to be from part 1 or Germany, in my opinion. Who's it going to be? Who's going to lift this prestigious trophy? Is it going to be Spain lifting their second trophy, guys? Is it going to be Spain? Or are we going to see Argentina and Messi? I honestly do think Argentina got a really, really good chance of winning this World Cup. You know, I think Argentina are one of the contenders for winning this thing, man. So keep an eye on Argentina. It would be crazy if they meet Brazil somewhere on course to the final, right? That would be nuts. Brazil-Argentina final, of course. I'm interested to see the brackets as well. The brackets, you know, that it's gonna be fun. It is gonna be fun. This discussion is gonna be fun, man. It is gonna be very, very, very fun to see who gets who. So we are what? 14 minutes past the time. The draw 14 minutes in. Idris Elba and who's this lady? I don't know that lady. So let me turn my volume up a little. Let me turn my volume up. Turn the volume up, baby! Turn it up! All right, so I think Twitter, I don't know where the updates are gonna be for the draw. In terms of when the draw the groups fill out. I need to find that. I need to find where they're doing that at. Seriously. I really need to find where they do that at right now. The final draw. Man, the FIFA website, you're playing around, man. They're playing around, man. Seriously. They're playing around because you're supposed to have something on the website that, you know, I can follow and I can pull it up, you know, and I could actually show you guys what's actually happening. So yeah, guys, we have the mascot for the World Cup. Let me share that with you right about now. So the mascot for the 2022 World Cup is Laib. Laib is revealed as Qatar's FIFA World Cup mascot. So Laib, you could see Laib right there. Looks like Casper the Ghost to me, you know. Does look like Casper the Ghost. So there's going to be a performance right now. Of course, you know, all these performances. Let me actually lower this thing because I don't want this thing to pick up and next thing I get a copyright strike for the music or something. So let me not get carried away with that. And some people don't understand why sometimes, you know what I mean, I have background music because, you know, sometimes the neighbor is playing music himself and, you know, the mic is very sensitive. It picks up these little sounds that I don't want you guys to hear, you know what I mean? So that's why I actually have the background music. Plus, it's nice, man. I like the little background music to help you, you know, keep you going. So, look, if you guys have any questions, let me know, man. Big up to everybody in the stream right now. FIFA website is crap. Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Big time. Big time it's crap. Let me see if the UEFA website is actually following the draw. Because that might actually be following the draw, though. And updating us with the draw. So, let me see. Let me see if we got anything from the UEFA website. Maybe not. UEFA not. Okay. UEFA website is, they do have something here. Yeah, but they're following the UEFA teams, I think. Let me check Twitter to see if I have something from the FIFA Twitter, you know what I mean? They might have something there. They might have something, because I want to have something to show you guys, you know what I'm saying? We want to be updating and have something visually on the screen. Just like when you're watching the Champions League draw, you know, you have something to show for that. You know what I mean? But ain't seeing nothing at all, man. Ain't seeing nothing. They closed the predictor. I wanted to do a little bit of the predictor, but they closed that one out. They closed that one out big time. You know what I don't like about these draws? These performances. I could care less about the performances. Seriously. I think the draws should just be like what they do for the FA Cup draws and the Carabao Cup draws. Just have a little thing and just do the damn draw, man. These draws are way too drawn out for me. Way too drawn out for me, man. Seriously. I don't like these draws. Really don't like them. Because I could care less about the freaking, I could care less about it. Seriously, the performances. I really don't care about the performances. And I know this might be me, and you might be like, damn, don't be selfish, you know. But this is just me, man. This is just me. You see what I'm saying? This is just me. Don't care. Don't care at all. Seriously. So these are what the pots look like, guys. And we are going to find out the teams pretty soon. I should have got a pen and a paper to write down these freaking draws, but I don't have it. I don't have anything. I really don't, and I'm not going to leave here right now to get one. So, Phil Jones, yo, Dom, all the way England, please. Croatia be in the group. Forget Davido. Yeah, I don't like Davido either. Sorry, Davido, but don't really like your music like that, you know what I mean? Davido, a big artist. Nah, I don't like Davido, man. Seriously. Kind of annoying. I rather Burna Boy, you know what I'm saying? Burna Boy. You know what I'm saying? Burna Boy is my artist there. So, yeah, these are what the pots look like. It's getting to that point. This is all fluff that we always got to deal with. And we're going to find out pretty soon, man. Come on, Idris Elba. Come on. Let's make this thing happen, man. All right, let me turn this back up. So Gianni Infantino is going to come on the stage and talk and bore people again. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the boy Karumi in the house. How are you doing? How are you doing? Guys, we got to find something more interesting to talk about in the meantime while we wait on this draw. You know what I'm saying? And I have something in mind. I have something that I want to actually talk about real quick. You know what I'm saying? And let me actually pull that up. Let me pull that up and let's talk about that briefly. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at what happened in 2018. The draw in 2018. Look, part one consisted of Russia, Germany, Brazil, Portugal, Argentina, Belgium, Poland, and France. France went on to win the World Cup because, you know what I'm saying, I said a part one team most likely to go on to win the World Cup. Part two had Spain, Peru. Peru were in part two, guys. Imagine that. And I think last time around they waited until the playoffs were done to do the draw. They didn't do that this time around. Switzerland, England, Colombia, Mexico in part two again, Uruguay and Croatia. Part three had Denmark, Iceland, Costa Rica, Sweden, Tunisia, Egypt, Senegal, Iran. And part four, Serbia, Nigeria, Australia, Japan, Morocco, Panama, South Korea, and Saudi Arabia. From part four, let's just go down and let me actually look at the groups really quick. And let me tell you guys who came out of the group and so on and so forth from the respective draws, right? So, look. In Group A, let's go back. Let's take a look at the groups, guys. Let's take a look at what happened at the 2018 World Cup really quick. And we had the draw. Uruguay, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. with Uruguay and Russia coming out, Saudi Arabia and Egypt getting knocked out, guys. That's what happened in 2018. Then we go down to Group B, where Spain and Portugal advanced from a very, very well-contested group where Iran did very well and Morocco really fought well, picked up 1 point there. But Spain and Portugal were given a run for their freaking money. They were given a run for their money. You know, we checked the results here, that 3-3 between Spain and Portugal. That one was a classic. That Ronaldo free kick to, you know, tie that game up. That was a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant game of football there. Then we had the big games between Iran and Portugal and Spain and Morocco. Listen, Morocco should have won that game. You see what I'm saying? Enes, he had opportunities. He should have won. They should have won that game. And for Iran, I think Mehdi Taremi had a chance that he should have put away, if I'm not mistaken. Should have won that game as well. So, yeah. Quaresma was at the last World Cup. God damn, I can't even remember that happening. So, Group C, France, the eventual winners, won the group. Denmark came in second. Peru third, and Australia last in the group. So Peru actually defeated Australia to, you know, pick up a victory there at the World Cup. And, you know, other than that, it was a poor World Cup campaign for Peru and Australia. So it's crazy that Peru and Australia most likely will be contesting that playoff spot there. So we go down to the next group here, guys, and that's Group D, where Croatia topped the group, winning all 3 of their group matches against Argentina, Nigeria, and Iceland, the debutants. So give it up to Croatia. They were brilliant at the World Cup. And let's see if they could repeat that feat once again. So let's keep it moving. Very exciting games, man. Look, the game between Nigeria and Argentina was very, very good. Look, the game between Croatia and Argentina. Croatia destroyed Argentina, man. You know what I mean? So, look, Iceland got a draw against Argentina. I didn't even remember that happening. I really didn't. You know what I'm saying? Group E, Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, and Costa Rica. Give it up to Switzerland. Very gritty team. They came out the group. Serbia didn't. Serbia will be looked to right their wrongs this time around. Brazil, they got a hiccup against Switzerland, joined that game. Maybe that was signs of things to come. So that's what happened in Group E. But you could see the teams from the higher pots actually dominating, right? Group F, Sweden topping the group, Mexico coming in second, South Korea third, and Germany last as winners. And a question that we ask is, are we going to see France bowing out at the group stages as defending champions? Okay? Are we going to see that happening where the champions curse have basically been in effect since 2002? It skipped 2006, but it's been effective ever since. So Sweden won't be at the World Cup again, guys. They got knocked out. But Mexico, South Korea, and Germany will be there. Look, Mexico, when they beat Germany, that was a big, big, big game. And I remember Germany beating Sweden with that, I think that was that free kick from Toni Kroos, if I'm not mistaken. Let me find that game. Yep, Toni Kroos with the last minute free kick there. Almost earned a draw. And then South Korea spanking Germany in that game in extra time to go on to win the match. So, and knock them out. Group G, Belgium, England, Tunisia, and Panama. This group was a light group, and England did some funny things in this group, though. England did some real funny things, you know what I'm saying? They tried at least to do some funny things, like, I think, I could remember they, like, played a weaker team against Belgium. Something they did, man. Something they did to avoid a certain part of the bracket or something. They did something funny in this group. Something funny I could remember them doing. You know, so got to give it up to England, man. Beat up Panama really badly. but lost to Belgium. I think they threw that match against Belgium the last time I checked. I can't remember. But it's going to be interesting to see who England gets. This group was pretty easy. Though. And Group H, Colombia topping that group ahead of Japan, Senegal, and Poland. This was a group of life, guys. And Colombia won't be back at the World Cup, sadly. Poland came last in their group. And Senegal missed out because of yellow card accumulation. Japan did advance to the round of 16. So Senegal will be hoping that they do better in terms of fair play points and not, get knocked out in the group phases. So look out for Senegal at the World Cup. Look, we go into the knockout phases of the 2018 World Cup while we wait on the draw, guys. Uruguay versus Portugal, 2-1. The winner will take on France, Argentina, 4-3 thriller. God damn, that was a hell of a game, man. That game was very topsy-turvy, man. So, good game. Let me hear what he's saying here. All right. We got the draw coming up, guys. We got the draw coming up, man. We got the draw. Who's going to be champions of the world this time around? Who's going to be champs? Who's going to be champions of the world? But big up to everybody, man. Guys, make sure you smash up the thumbs up button for the live stream. Do appreciate it. And we are waiting for the draw. It's been 29 minutes, man. 29 long minutes that we've been waiting for. So let's see what we got. I think I'm going to actually pull up the FIFA Twitter. We might get more updates on that. I think we might just get some updates on the Twitter. I think so. They keep playing around, man. But they got to pay their bills. Louis Vuitton, they got to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to pay the bills. So let me see if there's anything on Twitter about the World Cup draw. Let me see. Probably most likely trending right now. World Cup draw on Twitter. All right. So let me see what else we got. I want to tune into something. You know what I mean? I want to find something, a way to follow the damn draw. To show you guys the draw, actually, you know what I mean? But can't find nothing, man. Can't find nothing. I found a picture, man. I found a picture that I want to share with you guys, you know what I mean? This is very, very funny. Let me find this picture to share with you guys. You guys are going to love this. You guys are going to love this, man. Oh, man. What is going on? What is going on, man? Oh, my God. Okay, let's see if Wikipedia is actually going to update the draw. Let me see if we're going to have an update from Wiki. So let me just scroll up and let me find the 2022 World Cup. And let's go down to the draw. Final draw and the groups. All right. Let's see if we got an update here. I don't know if it's going to update here right away, but let's see what we get, man. Let's see what we get here. So that's what the draws are going to look like. The dates, 22nd of November, 21st of November. We're going to have matches. So clear your calendar for that week of November, man. I wanted to get those weeks off in November. Let's see if I could switch things up. I rather cover the group stages in its entirety than the knockout stages, though. Because from my experience, after the group stages, the hype for the World Cup kind of it kind of disappears because, of the whole thing. Like the for some reason it just disappeared, man. It just died down. Some reason. That's just my analysis last time around, because less teams are in, and you know what it is. Stop the talking and let's get the draw going. Let's get the draw. Let's get that blood cleat draw going, man. Fed up with this. Fed up. Seriously. Fed up, man. Fed up, man. Seriously. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's do this. Another little video to watch, man. Another little video to watch, guys. They do know how to keep us waiting. They do know how to mess with our emotions. But shout out to everybody, man. Origin Z in the house. How are you feeling? Big up to everybody, man. Vanterpool Bryant in the house. Who else we got, man? Jim Morrison in the house. How are you doing? Greetings from Croatia. You are the strongest analyst in football, of course, because you love Dinamo Zagreb. Big up to you, man. Big up to everybody in here. Big up to you. Make sure you guys like up the video. Do appreciate the love, the support. Enough. Let's talk. Get to the draw. I know, man. Big up to Steven Quintana in the house. Another video to watch, man. Yet another video. Can't you guys show this after the draw? Like, come on. Could do better than this. Could do better than this, man. We've been here 34 minutes waiting for this draw, and it's yet to start. It's yet to start. I understand you want to have a little thing going, you know what I mean? You want to have a little ceremony and thing like that. But the people just want what they want. I guess if we did that, we should have just, if we wanted what we wanted, we should have just, you know, not watched the draw and wait until, like, the draw is over and then take a look at the draw, right? Right, guys? Right? We need 20 more thumbs up to get to 100, guys. Let's make it happen. So if you're yet to like the video, make sure you do so. And I do appreciate the continued support. We hit 50,000 subscribers on the channel. So I have to do somewhat of a Q&A for 50,000, man. For 50,000. As Steven is saying, they're getting all that money. FIFA corrupt. 45 minutes talking, 5-minute draw. I know. I know, man. I know. So, yeah. Road to 51K in full effect. So if you're new around here, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. All right? All right. It's about to start. It's about to start, man. It's about to start. I think, oh boy. All right. That girl on the right there looks good. I'm married, guys. I'm married. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying, man. If you're watching the draw, you know what I'm talking about. That girl in the brown. You know what I'm saying? You know? Can a man butter his eyes up a little? Oh my God. But if you do have a girlfriend or a wife, make sure you actually do that in front of her. Don't do it behind her back, okay? You got to do it in front of her. Be like, babe, that girl looks good, right? It's a little advice for you. Samantha Johnson. Oh, my God. Samantha. Anyways. FIFA website don't show draw. FIFA is just doing the most. Yeah, they chose not to show the draw in America and a lot of other countries. So, yeah, it is. I thought the draw was actually going to be on the website, and I had to actually scramble to get to find out where the draw is being hosted, and I found it on Fox Sports 1. So, yeah, that's what's up, man. So, Qatar 2026 World Cup, the final draw. More talking, more talking. Come on, man. Carly, all this shit is unnecessary. All this is unnecessary, man. Don't get me started here, man. How many people we gotta freaking listen to, man? Jeez. I'm not attracted to Carly Lloyd, by the way. Just want to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that was her. So I keep it real, man. So I keep it real. But that other girl, oh man. Don't leave your girl around me through player for real. Let's do this. All right. Cafu! Please do not talk, Cafu. Just go up and do the draw, man. Just go up and do the draw. I watched you at a couple World Cups. It was a pleasure. Go up, do the draw, and let's get this thing done because I'm fed up. I'm fed up already. Fed up. Calm down, Dom. Okacha, JJ Okacha. You know, guys, 10, 15 years from now, we are going to actually be, you know, reminiscing on the same players that we're watching today. You know what I mean? Imagine talking about Curtis Jones and Bukayo Saka and Phil Foden 20 years from now when they retired, right? Crazy. It's life. Lothar Matthäus, West Germany. Come on. Yeah, these guys are playing in 1980s, 1990. You know what I mean? That's 30 years ago. And it's like, goddamn, time flies, man. I know some of you guys in here in your 40s and 50s, and you're going to be like, damn, I remember those times, Dom. I was a little boy. Ali Daei. Ali Daei in the house representing Iran. All right. Former Bayern Munich player. So, we are going to get the draw pretty soon, guys. It's coming up.
A former Qatar international who was a key figure in their run to the 1981 FIFA World Youth Championship final and represented his nation at the Olympics. He was the first Qatari to ever lift a trophy. Adel Ahmed Malala.
I don't know that guy. I don't know that Qatari guy. I don't know him. I really don't know him. So, yeah, guys, make sure you like up the video if you're yet to do so. We're doing very, very well. You know what I mean? We haven't hit 100 likes yet, though. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. If you're watching a replay right now, big up to you, man. I will put a timestamp for when the draw starts. So, you're going to have that. You know, so you won't have to watch through the whole thing. Tim Cahill, okay, Australian legend. Guys, make sure you like the video. 9 more likes. Do appreciate that. Tim Cahill at the 2006 World Cup. You know, Australia was, you know, had a really good team then, man. Really, really good team.
One of only 2 coaches to manage at 5 FIFA World Cups.
Bora Milutinovic. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's a lot of people doing this draw. I can't remember them having so many people doing the draw in the past, but it is what it is, man. I don't know if these draws, these groups are gonna get filled up automatically though. I'm just hoping. Rabah Maja, okay. They're gonna have 8 people, I guess. 1 for each group. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Seriously. I really don't know what they're doing. But I'm gonna see if I find something in terms of live updates. And all right, we have something from Live Draw Tracker here from the Athletic. Okay. We're gonna use, let me see if we're gonna use this 10 minutes ago. Okay. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that one. New York Times live draw. Let me see. Nah, I don't like that either. Eurosport live draw. I don't like that either. I don't like any of these. Al Jazeera. All right, Al Jazeera. This looks good. This look like this might actually fly, you know. Yeah, this might actually fly. This Al Jazeera thing might actually work. We might actually get a nice little update from this one. Let's use this, guys. Let's use this. Let's use this Al Jazeera live update right here, where, you know, we got an update 2 minutes ago. Jermaine Jennings, Samantha Johnson, and two-time World Cup winner Carly Lloyd avoid to conduct the draw. Not too long to go, I'm guessing. That's more than 2 minutes ago, though. That's like 7 minutes ago. So I don't know if this is the right one, but yeah, updated 5 minutes ago. I guess it's gonna be updated a lot faster, guys. Seeing that when the draw starts to get filled out, you know what I mean? So hang tight there, man. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight, guys. Hang tight, man. More fucking talking. Pardon my language. More talking again, man. More talking again. More talking, more speeches. Why don't you guys let everybody up there give a speech? Let everybody do a speech. Just let everybody up there do a speech, man. Let everybody do a speech. Everybody up on the stage. Let them do a speech. Show another video. Show 4 more videos. Show a highlight package for every player on the screen right now. Do that. That's what we're here for. 44 minutes. 44 minutes, man. The procedure. We know the procedure, man. Come on. We know this. Big up to all the other people doing the live draw reaction. There's a lot of people, man. There is a lot of people doing the draw reaction right now. Big up to everybody doing that. You know, a lot of people, man. A lot of people. When I mean a lot of people doing the draw live reaction. Big up to my boy Ankit. Big up to Doug, Ryan LFC, the boy Michael Talks Football, Ryan Anderson, AD744. Big up to the boy Finn Krause doing the draw. Have Hope Hut. All these guys are doing the draw right now, amongst others. A lot of people doing the live draw right about now, man. Reaction. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I see some mercenaries amongst the crop there as well. A couple mercenaries, you know. A couple mercenaries who only pop up when things are popping off. You know what I mean? Shout out to the mercenaries, of course. You know, definitely shout out to the mercenaries. And when I say mercenaries, I mean don't cover the qualifiers, but when the big events come around, yeah, they want to jump on the thing. Shout outs to all the people who do that. You know, so yeah, we hit 100 likes. Thank Jerome Chop. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. And we are live. We are live and direct. We are live. We're gonna know very soon, guys. We're gonna know very soon. We're gonna know very soon, man. Just hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there, man. Hang in there. Let me stop by some of these people's draws and see what's going on, man. Let me drop a comment. You know, big up Doug. Big up Doug, man. Big up Doug. You know what I'm saying? Let me mute that. Big up to Doug. All right, stop using the F word. Donovan, bro, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown man. Can do what I want. Anyways, let's go. Let us go. Let's do this. You watching football and you're telling me not to use the F word, bro. Football, they use it. They cursing the referees every game. It's because the mics are muted, you don't hear nothing. But if the mics are on, might as well kids don't watch the game. Okay. All right, Qatar is going to go into Group A. That's a Qatari ball. Qatar is in Group A. Cafu picks Qatar in Group A. We know that already. We know that, man. We know that. Woo! Woohoo! Let's do this, man. Let's do this. Okay, so the red ball. Why? Okay, A1. All right, because I'm like, why the red ball, though? You know what I mean? Like, is this draw rigged or something?
Next ball, please.
All right, so Group B. Who's going to be in Group B, guys? Who's going to be in Group B? England. England. All right. So England are going to be in, well, we don't know. We don't know yet. Are they going to be in Group B? Or do they have to do a draw for that one? Yeah, they're going to have to do a draw to see where they're going to be. B1 or... All right, so B1. B1, England. All right. I think all the teams that are in Part 1 are going to be in like A1, B1, C1. All right, the next team, guys. The next team. The next team. Argentina in Group C. Argentina. Argentina. Guys, remember I did a draw. Let me see if I got any right. Argentina was in Group B. England was in Group E. Okay. I'm going to see how many I get right, though. Definitely going to see how many I get right. So, yeah, man. Let's go. Should be in C1. I'm just hyped to see who's going to be in which group with who. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hyped up about. That is what I'm hyped up about, man. Lionel Scaloni is there. All right, the next group. Oh, my God. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I didn't do one of these for the 2018 World Cup draw, though, so. France. Group D. France, Didier Deschamps, and France in Group D. France in Group D here. All right. All right. So, how excited are you guys, man? So, yeah. All right, so I see I'm on Ryan's channel. I see Jersey Boy got something. Is this Jersey Boy? Whoever it is on Ryan's channel, they did something where they're filling up the groups as they go along. That's very creative. So Spain are in Group E. Okay, so Qatar, England, Argentina, France, and Spain. All right, let me see if this thing updated so I could show you guys what's going on. Let me see if on Al Jazeera, if it updated yet. It has updated. All right, this is what it looks like, guys. Right now, this is what the draw looks like. Let me make this a little bit. No, it's big enough. It is big enough, right? Yeah, it is not big enough. So this is what the groups look like right now, guys. This is what the group looks like right now as we speak, okay? So the groups are filling up. And the next team is Belgium, Group F. Group F for Belgium. All right. All right. So. All right. So. Tim Cahill, F1.
So Belgium go into the top of Group F.
Cafu, last two balls. Please take one.
I'm just curious to see the next pot. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. We know what was going to happen in pot one, guys. They should have just filled up the pot one automatically, like, doop, 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 doop. You know what I'm saying? Because we knew what was going to happen.
I don't think that smile can get any bigger.
We knew what was actually going to happen, man. You know what I mean? So, we're going to go into part two now, guys. And this is what part two looks like. This is part two. You know, so Brazil, this is part two. Oh, we're not done with part one, though. But Belgium is in F. We have Brazil going into Group G. And the last team there, Portugal, in Group H. So, yeah, that was what my draw looked like. Nothing like that, you know, in terms of the groups. But let's see if I get any of the matchups right. You know, so Portugal in the last group there. Portugal in the last group. So wait. So in terms, let me just do a quick look up there. So this is crazy, right? Something that's crazy. I'll let you guys know exactly what I'm talking about soon. In terms of the brackets. In terms of the brackets, guys, I think let me see. Group H and Group G. All right. Group H and G. Yep. So Brazil and Portugal could actually meet each other in the round of 16, guys. If one of these teams plays first or another plays second. So that's just something that we have to keep in mind right now. That is something that we have to keep in mind. So just keep that in mind right now as we watch this draw. Okay? So we're going to have part two, guys. Part two. Let me update this. Netherlands! Netherlands! Are they going into group... is that Group A? Are they going into Group A? Oh my God! The Netherlands into Group A, guys. The Netherlands into Group A along with Qatar. I think if they go A2, they will be playing the opening match. A4. I think A2 plays the opening match, right? If I'm not mistaken. So that's what's going on, man. Netherlands got Group A. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. All right, we got another one coming up. Guys. The USA and England. Whoa! 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 This got to be Group B, right? This is Group B, right? This is crazy.
So the United States of America will be going into Group B.
Oh my fucking God! Oh my God! Listen, that is crazy. That is crazy. The USA versus England at the World Cup, guys. It is happening. The USA versus England at the World Cup. B3. USA versus England. And they did meet at the World Cup, right? Before. As Richard Neves is saying, 2010. I could remember that terrible goalkeeping error there. All right, we got another one coming up. Group C. And that is Mexico, Argentina.
Mexico will feature in their 17th FIFA World Cup. They haven't
Okay.
final tournament since 19.
That one's a tough one. That one's a tough one, though. That one's a tough one. Mexico and Argentina. That one is a tough one, man. That one is a tough one. Mexico, Argentina. So let me actually get that updated really quick and pull that over so you guys can see what's going on. The Mexico part isn't updated yet, but Qatar, Netherlands, England, USA, Argentina, and Mexico are in the same group there, man. So the draw is heating up, and we are finding out who's in which group. All right, we got another one coming up. Group D. Who would meet France? Who would meet France, guys? Part 2. Remember, Denmark. Woo! Ooh! 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 That's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one, guys. Could I repeat? That is a good one. So, France could meet Argentina again, guys, in the round of 16, like they did in 2018. France could meet Argentina. So that is what the potential meetings, right now are looking good, man. France could meet Argentina if they don't both top their group. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. I like some of the matchups we got. All right, who's going to be in Group E, the other side of the bracket now? We got Germany and fucking Spain. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Germany and Spain. Jeez. Germany and Spain. That one's hard. That one's a good one, man. Listen, the World Cup have some great matchups right now. England versus the USA. France, Denmark. Spain versus Germany. Jeez. You think I'm overreacting? Hell no, I'm not. Hell no, I'm not overreacting. Listen, this is what we got left in part 2. We got Croatia, Switzerland, and we got Uruguay. Don't tell me Uruguay and Belgium. Don't tell me Uruguay and Belgium. Croatia, Belgium. Okay. Okay, Croatia, Belgium. Okay. Which means Uruguay, Portugal, and Switzerland, Brazil. Switzerland, Brazil, guys. Switzerland, Brazil. That is what's happening. And look, if you go back to 2018, those teams were in the same group. Switzerland, Brazil again. Switzerland, Brazil again. Okay, and how do you know this, guys? How do I know this? Because two teams from the same confederation cannot be in the same group. So Brazil and Uruguay cannot be in the same group. Okay, so that's what's going on there. That is what's going on there. Switzerland, Brazil again from 2018. They're going to Group H. Portugal, Uruguay. Ooh. Ooh. Portugal, Uruguay. That one's a good one. Guess why? We had that in the round of 16 for the 2018 World Cup. We had that in the same round of 16 matchup in 2018. Uruguay won 2-1. It's on. It is on. It is on. That's all I'm going to say. It is on, man. It is on. Uruguay, Portugal. We got a matchup again there. Loving it. Loving it indeed. Loving that one. So, Brazil, of course, Switzerland. These teams met in the 2018 World Cup where the match ended in a 1-1 draw. So, Brazil will be looking to put that behind them, and defeat Switzerland going forward. So, yeah, man. The draw is heating up. It looks good so far. We got some great matchups. And what we're going to go into now is part 3. Where is Senegal going to go? Senegal will be hoping for that Group A. You see what I'm saying? That Group A, Senegal will be wanting to go into that Group A, you know what I mean? And everybody would want to go into Group A right about now. Everybody would want to go into Group A. Group A is looking like it might be the group of life. Because the Netherlands, you know what I mean? You never know. You never know with them, though. You never know with them.
In part 3, we have Senegal.
All right. Let's see what we get, man.
Serbia,
Let's see what we get.
Korea Republic, and Tunisia.
Let's see what we get, man.
Drawing the balls from pot 3, give them a good spin and draw your first ball, please.
Let's see what we got. Okay, first team. Group A. Who we got in Group A? Who we got in Group A to join Qatar and the Netherlands? And that team is Iran. 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 They cannot go in Group A. They will go into Group B. They will go into Group B, I think. They cannot go in Group A because of Qatar.
So we do have another constraint here. They can't go into Group A.
So,
Same confederation as Qatar. So they will be going into Group B.
Iran, USA. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I think Iran beat the USA at the 1998 World Cup, so they'll have that in their sights. But Iran, the USA, England, I'm telling you, Iran are not going to be pushovers for the USA. I'm going to just put it out there right now. Iran are not going to be pushovers for the USA. But England are loving this group right now. England gets an easy group. England gets an easy group. Iran, USA, manageable in my opinion. Senegal are going into Group A, guys. Senegal, Qatar, Netherlands. Senegal are going into Group A. Senegal are going into Group A. This is cool. This is cool. I'm happy for Senegal, man.
We don't have any constraints here, so we go back alphabetically.
I'm happy for Senegal. Senegal got an easy group. Senegal got an easy group, man. Senegal should beat Qatar and whoever else they get coming out of Pot 4. This is what Pot 4 looks like. They could get Ecuador. They could get Canada. They could get one of the European playoffs. Or they could get... Look, there's a situation right now where Group A could get no European teams if they do get the ICC playoffs between Peru. No, actually, the European playoff will go into that group, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's what will happen. Poland go into Group C. Poland, Mexico, and Argentina. Poland, Mexico, Argentina.
C for Poland. Ali, could you please step to pot C for us? And draw that next ball.
So the opening match is still up for grabs, right? I think so, right? The opening match is going to be a boring opening game between Qatar and one of those European teams. Maybe Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. That's what it's going to be. That is what it's going to be. So one of those teams will have to go into... The CONCACAF OFC draw could also go into Group A. That could also go into Group A. So Group D, France and Denmark. Who would meet France and Denmark? Okay, that's going to be Serbia. That's a tough group. That is a tough group. But the Argentina, Mexico, Poland, that group is looking deathish. You know what I'm saying? And the Germany, Spain group, you don't want that group. You don't want that group either.
Where Serbia will be placed. So Rabat, could you please step to
So wait,
G for me, please? Thank
Serbia into Group G? How that? It's the same group. Serbia are going into Group G because they cannot go into Group D because it already has 2 European teams, while Group E got 2 European teams and Group F got 2 European teams. That slipped me a second there. So Serbia, Brazil, and Switzerland are in the same group again. That was the same group. Same exact group, guys. Same group. And if Costa Rica goes into that group too, it will be the same exact group as 2018. Tunisia goes into Group D with Denmark and France. So Tunisia will be loving that matchup with France because, you know, Tunisia and the French, history there. So Tunisia, there's a derby there, But that's crazy, man. Group G is the same as 2018. Exactly the same. And I mean the same. I mean the same group. I have a feeling Costa Rica are going to go in that group too. Costa Rica, New Zealand are going to go in that group. I have a feeling. Who's going to join Spain and Germany, guys? Who's going to join Spain and Germany right now? Japan! It's a tough group for Japan, though. Moriyasu, bro, you knew you were going to get it tough. That's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one, bro. I'm telling you, man. Spain, Germany, Japan, they will look to make a stir in that group for sure. For sure, for sure. So, yeah, man. Yeah. Woo! It's heating up, man. It's hot in here right now. Very, very hot. Very hot. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very hot in here right now, man. We got 2 more groups, and we got Belgium, Croatia. Who's going to join them? Morocco. Morocco, Belgium, Croatia. Which means the last team from part 3 here is going to be Korea Republic joining Portugal and Uruguay. So Belgium, Morocco, Croatia, and Portugal, Uruguay, and the Korea Republic will be in the same group. So these are some tough groups, man. These are some tough ass groups. It will be crazy if Cameroon goes into Group E. Cameroon into Group E will be that ultimate group of death. Or if they go into Group C as well, yeah, that'll be a tough group. You know what will be crazy? If Ghana goes into Group B. If Ghana goes into Group B with the USA, that'll be crazy. That'll be a tough group. You know what I'm saying? That would indeed be a tough group, man. So just to give you guys a quick visual here, that's what the groups look like right now as we speak. And we have part 4 coming up. So, yeah. So Group A has Qatar, Senegal, Netherlands. Group B, England, Iran, USA. Group C, Argentina, Mexico, Poland. Group D, France, Denmark, Tunisia. Group E, Spain, Germany, and Japan. Group F, Belgium, Morocco, Croatia. Group G, Brazil, Serbia, and Switzerland like 2018. And Group H, Portugal, Uruguay, and Korea Republic. All right, so this is what Group 4 looks like, guys. Part 4 looks like this. Cameroon cannot get Group A. Cameroon can go into Group B. They can go into Group C, D, E. They can't go into Group F, but they could go into Group G and Group H. So, yeah, that is what it's looking like for Cameroon right about now. Where are they going to go? I think they're going into Group B with the USA, you know. That'll be a very, very open group. Playoffs. Oh! CONCACAF.
The intercontinental playoff, one winner will be decided in June.
CONCACAF. That's an easy group.
So we do have multiple constraints.
That is.
So we're going to be
Oh, that group cannot happen. That group cannot. That. Let me see. Wait. That group could happen, couldn't it? Oh, that's the. Wait. Which confederation playoff is that? Is that CONCACAF? Is that the
for the intercontinental.
wait? The first intercontinental playoff is I don't even know which one is it though. I don't know which one they're talking about. I swear I saw the CONCACAF thing on that one. So they go into Group D. They go into Group D there. Oh my God.
This is Ecuador's fourth
Group A is so easy.
debut in 2000.
Group A is so easy, which means Qatar actually got a chance of coming out of Group A. They got a chance of coming out. Qatar does have a chance. I think it will be Qatar versus Ecuador for the opening game. Very boring opening match, I have to say. No disrespect to Ecuador, but it ain't high profile, man. Just like in 2018, that was what? Russia versus, who was that they played? I can't even remember. Can't even remember who they played, man. I gotta take a quick glimpse at that really quick. It was Russia versus what? Saudi Arabia, I think. Yep, beat them 5-0. Qatar got a chance, man. So Saudi Arabia goes into group. No, they cannot go into Group B. They go into Group C. Group C for Saudi Arabia. They're gonna get mauled in that group. Literally mauled, mangled in Group C here. So guys, we know Group A. It's Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Right off the bat, we could say the Netherlands and Senegal are favorites to come through from that group. But I have to say that this group is very, very open, and it's one of the groups of life. And I have to say anything could happen from this group. Ecuador could shock us. Ecuador could definitely shock us. And Qatar could actually get out of that group. I know I said Qatar not getting out of the group, but they could get out of that group. But look, Group C, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. That is a good group for Argentina. The next group, the playoffs, that cannot go into Group B.
The winner will also be decided in June.
That's going to go into Group E.
So we do have another constraint here in Group
Okay, so that's going to go into Group E. The Peru, Australia, UAE playoff goes into Group D along with France, Denmark, and Tunisia. Costa Rica and New Zealand goes into the group of death with Spain, Germany, and Japan. And guys, if you remember the 2014 World Cup, you think about the 2014 World Cup and Costa Rica and the group that they had in 2014, where most of us said, nah, they're not getting out of that group. They're not getting out. They're not getting out of the group. And what happened in that group? Costa Rica went on to top a group with Italy, Uruguay, and England. So the European playoff goes into Group B. No. Oh! Oh my God!
So they will be going into Group B. JJ, could you please
Guys! We could see England versus Scotland or England versus Wales. Ukraine, no disrespect, but I don't want to see you at the World Cup. I don't want to see. Sorry, Ukraine. I don't want to see you at the World Cup. I don't want to see you at the World Cup. No disrespect to any Ukrainians watching this right now. I don't want to see Ukraine at the World Cup because we could have England versus Wales or England versus Scotland. The USA versus Wales or Scotland. That's big. That is big, man. Ghana is going to go into Group H. Cameroon, they're going to go into Group G. Oh, my God. Whoa. Brazil. Rigobot Song does not look happy about that one at all. But Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland. That's a nice group, you know. That's a nice group for Cameroon. That's a nice group for Cameroon, though. They would fancy their chances against both Switzerland and Serbia. Brazil, I don't know too much about Brazil, but, you know, that's a nice group. which means that Ghana are going to go into Group H with Uruguay and Korea Republic, and Canada gets Belgium, Morocco, and Croatia. Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. That's who Canada gets. So we know the groups, man. We know the groups. We know the groups, and now it's time for the discussions. The discussions. How you don't want to see Ukraine qualify with all this struggle. Bro, listen, bro. We're not going to get into that, bro. Come on. We're not going to get into the politics right now, bro. We ain't going to get into the politics. Karumi, bro. You see what I'm saying? Jamaica went through a lot of struggles in the past. See anybody wishing for Jamaica to qualify? Come on, bro. I don't want to see Ukraine at the freaking World Cup for footballing reasons. Not for political reasons. Let's keep that out of it. I want to see England, Wales, or England, Scotland. That's what I want to see. I'm looking into my best interest right now. My best interest. So let me see if I find the draw, the official draw, and we could bring that up and we could start having some discussions about the group of death and things like that. And you know what I mean? We could spend a little half hour talking about that. So let's bring that up. Let me find that. Canada goes into Group F, man. Morocco, Croatia, and Belgium. They do have a fighting chance of getting out the group, I gotta say. But Croatia would definitely fancy their chances of beating both Morocco and Canada and getting something against Belgium. I know Canada would, Croatia would have faith in that right now. But yeah. Let me see if I find the official draw anywhere on the FIFA website. Still not updated. Still not updated anywhere on the FIFA website. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on the Twitter. Maybe on Twitter we got the groups already put. They're already putting out the groups. So we could start talking about this. 64 games, guys. Remember, in 2026, the World Cup will be expanded to 48 teams, okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, man. You know, so there's no graphics right now on the FIFA website when it comes to the groups, but they did manage to put out every team and which group they go into, which is pretty dumb.
In Group E, we have Spain, the intercontinental playoff 2 winner, Japan, and Germany.
Group F, Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia.
Group G is Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon.
And the last
Yeah, so let's take a look at what the groups look like, guys. The draw is over, but let's take a look at what the groups look like right now. And these are the groups, man. These are the groups right there.
We all loved it when you pulled out Brazil. How do you feel about their group?
We know the groups. We know the groups. Okay, so let's talk, man. Let's talk. Group A, Qatar, Uruguay, Senegal, and the Netherlands. Right off the bat, I would say the Netherlands will be loving this group, but it's also setting up for disaster. It's set up for disaster as well, whereas we could easily see the Netherlands slipping up. You see what I'm saying? We could see them slipping up and, you know, to Senegal, to a spirited Ecuador, or to even a Qatar. We don't know. So I would say Group A is indeed the group of life. That is a group of life because Qatar is not a team that, you know what I mean, would set the world on fire, really. You see what I mean? So I actually like this group, and I'm happy that Senegal got a nice group for them to potentially get out. They almost did in 2018, and I could see them getting out of this group as well. You know what I mean? Any one of these teams could get out of this group. Any team could get out of their groups. I'm just saying. I think it's a very, very open group. So big up to John Burns, dropping a super chat there, who says, thank goodness Costa Rica, New Zealand, they jumped that grenade in Group E for Canada. Indeed, man. Look. We could have seen the same group as 2018 with Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and potentially Costa Rica there again. And you talk Canada, yes, they actually avoided Germany and Spain along with Japan, and I think Morocco, Croatia. Croatia is not as strong as they were in 2018, but you never know. And Belgium, Belgium is not a team you want to play, but you never know, man. It's a tournament and you never know what's going to happen. But in terms of Group B, England, Iran, the USA, Ukraine, Scotland, or Wales, this is my favorite group. This is my favorite group because of the England, USA meeting, the Iran, USA meeting as well. I like that. And the meeting that I actually want to see happen is not the Ukraine, but I want to see England versus Wales or Scotland. I want to see that. I know Ukraine are dealing with a lot right now, and most people would want to see them at the World Cup, but not me, man. Not me. Not me. I'm gonna keep it pure football right now, and I want to see England versus Wales or Scotland. Because both those, like all three of those countries share one island in Great Britain. So I want to see that. I want to see that. And the USA do have history, with Wales and Scotland as well. So with the whole Great Britain situation. And I want to see that as well. I think this group is going to garner some of the most ratings, when it comes to the World Cup, in terms of viewers from England and viewers from the USA. So I want to see that. I want to see that one. That one is huge. In terms of Group C, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. In terms of CONCACAF, I think Mexico, they got a good group because they would fancy their chances of beating Poland and Saudi Arabia. Argentina, it's a long shot. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that Argentina really powerful right now. But it's not so much of a challenging group for Argentina. We know they could slip up, but it's not a challenging group for them. I think Saudi Arabia got it very rough in this group, but they would actually, think they could give Mexico a run for their money and potentially get something against Poland too. So there is hope. There is indeed hope. I know I didn't talk much about Iran in Group B, but Iran, they also, if they play well, they could come out of that group. They could come out of the group there against the USA and one of Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. So I like that the groups have some balance to them. They really do. First three groups, they're very, very balanced. And if we go into Group D, where the defending champions, France, the UAE, Australia, or Peru, Denmark, or Tunisia. Guys, I know France are actually the defending champions, and the last time they won the World Cup, they got knocked out in the group phases in 2002. Guys, I don't see that happening again. Simply because I think they'll get the better of Tunisia in that derby of some sort. Because, France, occupation of Tunisia in the past and everything. Tunisia is still like a French-speaking country. And the UAE, Australia, Peru, I don't think they're going to give France too much of a run for their money. Denmark is the only team. Look, we could see Denmark beating France, Tunisia picking up a draw, and France drawing against one of Australia, Peru, or UAE, right? Yeah, but I don't think so, though. I think Didier Deschamps and France are getting out of the group this time around. I know there's some people already putting together their World Cup predictions. It's too early, man. Let's wait until we know the teams that are definitely going to be there. But early predictions is a possibility. Definitely early predictions. You could call this an early prediction as well that I'm doing right now. Little early prediction. So, look, Group D is not so much of a tough group. There's life in Group D as well. It's balanced with two weaker teams in there and two strong teams in there. There's a balance, and there's room for one of those bigger teams to actually slip up. Group E now, on the other hand, is a very, very tough group. It's a very tough group because we know what Japan are capable of doing, but Germany and Spain it's gonna take a lot to knock those teams out of the World Cup. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a whole, and when I say a lot, it's gonna take a whole lot to knock those teams out. A whole lot. And I mean a lot. but there's also room for failure. So there is hope. There is indeed hope. So, the groups are somewhat balanced. They all balance. And we go into Group F where Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia, there's balance there as well, where Morocco will be, they will think they could beat Canada and Croatia. They would fancy their chances. You know what I'm saying? They will play Belgium and maybe look to get something. Canada, they are the wild card in this group because we know how talented they are as a unit and the individuals as well. They will give Croatia a run for their money. The likes of Morocco as well. Belgium, who knows what they'll get from that game. But I think Belgium will be loving this group. They will indeed be thinking that they could get out of that group. Guys, you make sure you stick around. We got to talk potential matchups in the round of 16 as well. I'm getting kind of hot right now. So I'm not complaining. I'm happy that the warm weather is here. Group G is almost the same group as 2018 with the exception of Cameroon switching out for Costa Rica. That's what it is. Brazil, Serbia, and Switzerland again together. Serbia did not get out the group last time around, but they're looking very good under Dragan Skokic. And this group is a very tough group. This group is one of the more tougher groups. Not so balanced. Cameroon, over the last 4 years, didn't really play that well. But in the last year, they have really, come into their own and hijacked that spot from Algeria. So you have Cameroon, Switzerland, Serbia, and Brazil. Look, Brazil will be loving this group, of course, but they cannot take any of these teams lightly at all. They really, really can't. They can't. These are going to be some big games, man. This World Cup is going to be an epic one, like they all are, but still, the latest is the greatest. And we're going to Group H, where we have Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. Another very, very tasty group we got on our hands here, man. I'm loving this. I'm definitely loving this, man. So, look, I like to take the time. Big up to John Burns. Macedonia qualifies. Mexico would be in part 1. Yeah, give it up to Macedonia for the effort that they put in as well. I would have wanted to see a debutant, but the only debutant at the World Cup is Qatar. At least we got one debutant, right? At least we got a debutant. So Zach Switch is saying Iran is definitely in with a chance to beat the USA. Indeed, indeed. Big up to Prime Time who says Poland an easy street, Argentina and Pole to exit the group. What do you mean? To get knocked out of the group? You didn't say that one right, bro. You didn't say that one right. So Group D is almost the same from 2018. I know. Let me take a look at that one again. I know Denmark. Yeah, you onto something there. I think that one slipped through the cracks a bit. Group D, and let me see. France. France, Denmark. Yeah, but Tunisia. Yeah. So Peru and Australia. France and Denmark in the same group once again. And as we know, when France met Denmark, it finished in a 0-0 draw. So France and Denmark draw each other again. That's one of the same matchups that we have from 2018. And we also have that with the Serbia, Switzerland, and Brazil. But let us go into some of the more, the crazier conversations, man. We're not done with this. I see some people that did the draw reaction. And they're actually done. You know what I mean? They're off. They're not even talking about the World Cup anymore. They're gone. You see what I'm saying? But we're still here, man. We still have a lot to discuss. We still got a lot to discuss. We've been waiting for this moment for a long, long time. And we still got a lot to discuss. So let's go over to Wiki. Let me pull up the juicy draws right here in front of you. And look, we could go down to the knockout stage. Let me get to the knockout stage thing there. Let me see. Knockout stage. Guys, this is what we got to be talking about right now. This is what we have to be talking about right now. This is what we got. This is where the discussion should be at right about now. Don't go nowhere. This is what the discussion should really be about right now. Group A runners-up against Group B. Group A winners versus Group B runners-up, okay? Okay, guys? Are you with me? I know you're with me. So, look, if the Netherlands top Group A, then they potentially could meet, let's say, the USA if they come in second, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. So, look, winners in Group A versus runners-up in Group B, and we also gonna have the runners-up in Group A will play the winners in Group B, guys. You know what I'm saying? So, this is juicy. This is indeed juicy because we have England, Iran, USA, and one of Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine in Group B. Netherlands, Senegal, Ecuador, Qatar. Whoever win that potential matchup goes into the quarterfinal, right? They go into the quarterfinal. What does the quarterfinal matchup looks like? Winner of match 49 versus winner of match 50. So match 49, match 50 would be from C and D. You see what I'm saying? So whoever goes into the quarterfinal there could potentially face Argentina, France. It's going to be a tough path. It is going to be a tough path unless you end up with, like, let me take a look at this one. Winner of Group C versus runner-up from Group D, you know, and you go down to the bottom here as well. It's going to be a tough path, or it could be the easier path, whereas if a team, for example, like, let's say Poland or Mexico goes through and, you know, they meet, let's say, a Denmark, and, you know, so it is set up nicely. France and Argentina absolutely have to top their groups. They got to top their groups. Because they could be meeting each other in the round of 16 if they fail to top their group and one of them come in second. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it's looking like for the potential matchups in the round of 16 there. So Group A and Group B are going to meet each other in the round of 16, winners and runners up, of course. And, you know, then one is going to be on the opposite side of the bracket, of course, guys. You know what I mean? You know how it works. Opposite side of the bracket. You know, there's two sides and four teams. Well, two teams come to from each group. One go on one side of the bracket, the other one go on the other side of the bracket. So that's how it works. So you go down here to that other side of the bracket that I'm talking about right there. Winners of Group B, runners up from Group A. You know, they would meet the runner up from Group C and the winner of Group D, and so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? So it is set up nicely. We could see some big matchups in the round of 16. And in terms of Group A, B, we could see the Netherlands playing England, or Senegal playing the USA, and so forth. We're not making predictions right now, so it's just potential matchups. But the Group CD is one that could actually have a massive matchup between Argentina and France in the round of 16. I don't want to see that happening. So I want to see those teams on the opposite side of the bracket. I want to see that, where they could then meet in the semifinal potentially. You know what I'm saying? But not, you know, in the round of 16, nor in the quarterfinal. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to see that happening right now. I really don't want to see that happening right about now. So it could just happen. It could just happen. So we go into groups E and F, where, look, Spain, Germany, we know both of them can't place top of the group, so we're going to have some big games potentially in the round of 16 for the EF matchup, where, look, if things go according to how it goes, you know, if you go by paper right now, we know the game's not being played on paper, but let's say Belgium and Croatia get out of that group and Spain and Germany get out of that group. So it's going to be two marquee round of 16 affairs between, you know, those teams from the respective groups. But if there's a Japan or a Morocco or Canada come through, one of the playoff teams come through, then, you know, you have a lighter matchup. And then we go over to Group G, where we could see Brazil, Portugal. Brazil, Portugal playing in the round of 16 if one of these teams actually slip up. You see what I mean? Let me actually bring the groups on the screen for you guys again here. Let me do that for you and have a better visual here. So these are what the groups look like right now, and you guys could have a better visual. We could have Brazil, Portugal, potentially, guys, in the round of 16. If they fail to meet in the round of 16, they could then meet in the semifinal. But I'm telling you, Brazil, Portugal in the round of 16, I won't mind that at all. I won't mind that. And there is potential for that to happen simply because Uruguay could go on to top that group. Because Portugal is a type of team that would pick up a draw against Ghana or Korea Republic. We know this. Or against Uruguay themselves. And then it depends on who get better results against the other teams. So we could see Portugal versus Brazil in the round of 16 there. And then maybe, Uruguay against one of those other teams, But one of the matchups that we have to actually talk about and not ignore is that Ghana-Uruguay matchup from the 2010 World Cup. Look. I think I got that one right from the draw, Yep. Ghana-Uruguay Group D of my simulated draw. And look at that. And look at that, man. Look at that. Spain, Germany. Look, Germany, Japan. Yeah, I got that one right as well. So I got a few rights from the draw simulation. But some of the juicy matchups that we could actually talk about is the Ghana-Uruguay matchup. The potential one between Brazil and Portugal. Let me see what else you guys are saying in terms of the juicy matchups. If you spot any juicy matchup, please let me know in the chat. Okay, let me know in the chat. So we have I know there might be more going back in the past, but I'm talking about the ones that come to mind right off the get-go, right? So Uruguay versus Ghana right off the get-go. Right? Portugal versus Brazil, a potential matchup. Also, the meeting again, the reunion between Brazil, Serbia, and Switzerland. That is something that we actually have to talk about. We cannot ignore that actually happened in 2018. We cannot. If we look back at the 2018 World Cup and we look for some more matchups, maybe we'll find a few more, like France versus Denmark. You know what I'm saying? That's actually going to happen again. It's just nice to see Croatia avoid Argentina and Nigeria. You know what I mean? They didn't qualify and they didn't get grouped up again. Because I'm fed up with some of these teams playing against each other. You know what I'm saying? So we have Uruguay coming up against Portugal again from the 2018 World Cup round of 16. So Group H got a lot of history there. Portugal, Uruguay versus Ghana as well. That is something that we have to, we cannot let these things slip through the cracks, guys. We cannot. We really cannot. You see what I'm saying? We can't. So that is something that we got to mention. Let me see if any one of you guys are actually mentioning anything else that happened. Cameroon, Brazil in 2014. I know Cameroon and Brazil met each other before. I just couldn't remember the exact date. So if we go back to the 2014 World Cup, let's see what we could find from the 2014 World Cup here. So we go back to the 2014 World Cup. We have Cameroon and Brazil meeting in the same group. Yeah, that one is one, that we're going to see again. And let me see what else we could find from 2014. Not a lot. Not really a lot. But, yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. Got a lot of new teams, you know what I mean? So, not a lot of the same matchups at all. But, yeah, we don't have a lot from 2014 at all. So, yeah, we don't have a lot from 2014. But in terms of the round of 16, look, Brazil played Chile in the round of 16 in 2014. Colombia, Uruguay, France, Nigeria, Algeria, Germany, Netherlands, Mexico. So, for the Netherlands and Mexico, they won't play each other in the round of 16 there. But they could meet in, I think, the quarterfinal. Yeah, potentially could meet in the quarterfinal there. So, yeah, we could see that one happening again. And we want to see that one happen again. We do, right? We do want to see that happen again, guys, right? We do want to see that happen again. So yeah, not a lot that we could get off. I want to see. I would actually had loved to see Brazil versus Germany some way somehow. That could happen, right? That could happen. Where could that happen? In the final? That could happen. We could see that. We could see that happening some way somehow. That could happen. But look, we go through some of the groups here, man. I bet there's a lot more that we could pull up. I bet there is. We could pull up a lot more from previous matchups. I'm pretty sure Spain and Germany met each other in the World Cup before, but it's just right off the top. You know what I'm saying? Right off the top, I can't really, come up with a lot of the matchups because I've seen so many World Cup games over the past few World Cups, and it's just not coming back to me like that. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. It's not fresh on the membrane like that. So, look, as I mentioned earlier, the USA, England, that one is juicy. And I'm at the 2010 World Cup right now. The 2010 World Cup, these teams met each other and they met in the group. England versus the USA, 1-1. 1-1. And that was the goalkeeper, Robert Green, I think let the ball go through his hands. That was an unforgettable moment. Could remember that one like it was yesterday. And these teams will meet again. So they failed to separate themselves from each other the last time, where that game ended in a 1-1 draw. Is anyone still around from those times? Anyone still around, guys? I don't think so. Yeah, there's nobody still around. Maybe, most of these guys are doing punditry, guys like Oguchi Onyewu and Clint Dempsey, and Stu Holden, and these guys are doing commentary right now and punditry. And for England, yeah, we ain't got nobody left. Most of these, James Milner is still around, but he's just not in the England national team. And yeah, that's about, these guys are not, there ain't nobody around. Ain't nobody around at all. I'm trying to look at the substitutes to see if there's still anybody around right now. Yeah, there ain't nobody around right now, man, who's still part of the setup. Joe Hart still plays. Guys like Jermaine Defoe still plays. But I think, a few guys are still playing in their, last days of their careers. But for the USA, yeah, you got guys like Hercules Gomez. A lot of these guys are doing punditry right now. We're on the bench. Brad Guzan is still around. And yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it. So it's going to be a good matchup. It is going to be a good matchup indeed between the USA and England. But as I mentioned, I want to see England versus Wales or Scotland. That's the one I want to see. That is the one I want to see. You see what I'm saying? That's the one I really, really, really want to see, man. So, look. Let's see what you guys are saying. Big up to Bethel in the house. Daniel Referee in the house. How are you doing? The football follower. Who else we got, man? I know I'm missing some comments and everything. Jordan Henderson wasn't around. He wasn't around. Am I missing anything here? Big up to Doug in the house, bro. Doug, you saw that I stopped by your stream while I was still live. Big up to Michael Talks Football as well. I think he is still live. I think Mike is still live. But yeah, we got more time. I have to drop my wife to work at 2:30, but we have more time to talk about this World Cup. Yeah, Mike's not live anymore. Mike's wrapped up. Most people are wrapped up with the World Cup draw already. Only a few of us are still talking about it. But there's a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot to talk about. Guys, a potential winner of the World Cup, man. Who do you guys have as your World Cup winner? Let me know who you have as your World Cup winner right now. Who do you have winning the World Cup? Because personally, I really like Argentina's chances. And I like Germany. I like Germany going into the World Cup. I like Germany. I like, Germany, I think, could do some big things. And Argentina, they are going to get out of their group. Germany, pretty sure, they will get out of their group too. Fingers crossed on that one. So Germany and Argentina, I think, former winners, met in the finals before as well. And they met in the final in 2014 as well. And I think 1990, comes to mind. These teams, I think, are two of my favorites to win the World Cup. France, of course, as defending champions and still with the same bunch of players around, I think France got a very, very good chance of going on to defend their title. But they need to get over that hurdle of going into the tournament as champions and fall into the champions curse. Okay, so is this the year for the Netherlands to actually win the World Cup as well? Because they have it set up for them to get out of their group. And then they, could face one of England, the USA, or one of those teams from the playoffs, or Iran. And they would fancy their chances of beating those teams and going on to the quarterfinals. But then the big question is, when you get to the quarterfinal, let's say you meet an Argentina or a France in the quarterfinal, are you going to get past that team? You see what I'm saying? They would be hoping that they get one of maybe like a Denmark, potentially a Poland or Mexico. You see what I'm saying? In the quarterfinal. But what we know for sure, guys, is, look, one off Mexico, Poland, Denmark, or the one of the playoff teams that we know one of these teams are going to be in the quarterfinal potentially, guys. Potentially. You see what I mean? Unless we get Argentina versus Denmark, or we get France versus Mexico. You see what I mean? Ideally for those teams, they will be hoping that it's France versus Argentina. You see what I mean? In the round of 16. And we could actually see that one happening. We could see that one happening. You know what I mean? But we could talk about this draw all day, man. But let's look at CONCACAF, right? Let's look at CONCACAF before we wind things down. Let's look at CONCACAF. The USA would be fairly happy with this draw. Let's talk. As someone who live in the USA, and I have supported a USA team in the past as well. I've always had a soft spot for the USA team. My mom and dad lived in the USA for decades, and it became like my default team whenever there's a World Cup. So for the US, but I'm not gonna act like I'm the biggest USA fan. I'm not saying that, but I will be supporting the USA at the World Cup this time around. Amongst rooting for some other teams like a Croatia, a Belgium that I actually talk about in 2018. And look, the two of my teams that I really, was following, they're in the same group, Belgium and Croatia. So, yeah. But look, the USA will be happy with this draw simply because they have history with Iran from the 1998 World Cup, and they would want to right their wrongs from the 1998 World Cup indeed, where I think they lost to Iran, if I'm not mistaken. I'm right about that, right, guys? The USA lost to Iran in the group stages of that World Cup, and they will be looking to get the better of Iran this time around. So let me just go back to the 1998 World Cup, the group stages, really quick to just give you guys the right scoreline from that one. And USA, look, France and Denmark were in the same group in 1998 as well. Jeez, man. You know what I'm saying? France and Denmark just love each other. They just love to play against each other. So, look, Germany, Yugoslavia, Iran, and the United States. That's a hell of a group, because when you think about the Yugoslavian war, Iran and the USA and their conflict over the years, the USA lost to Iran 2-0. 2-0. 2-1, pardon me. 2-1. Sorry there. 2-1. So they will be looking to exact their revenge on Iran come, in November. So the USA will be loving this group. I think they'll fancy their chances against Ukraine, Scotland, or Wales at a major event. But it's not going to be a pushover. So they would have to beat Iran, get a point from that game, and I don't think they'll beat England. But if they manage to do that and get a good goal difference, they might squeeze into the round of 16 with 4 points. Because let's say Wales get through and they beat Iran and then draw against the USA and lose to England, then it's the USA and that team fighting for that place into the round of 16. So that group is going to be very, very tight. It is going to be very tight. I'm talking CONCACAF right now, guys. So that group is going to be very tight. But the USA, they have a big chance of getting out of that group. As for Group C and Mexico, there's also a chance of Mexico getting out of their group as well, because they're coming up against Poland, who could be hit and miss, whether, Robert Lewandowski is going to be fit enough to play that game, or whether he's going to be even at the tournament. That, they have to make sure they wrap him up in cotton wool. He doesn't overexert for Bayern Munich in the weeks leading up to the World Cup, and they have him fit enough. If there's an Argentinian or a Mexican player coming up against Lewandowski, let's say in the Bundesliga or in the Champions League prior to the World Cup, they might look to do something nasty. You see what I'm saying? Just think about it, guys. You don't want to do that, but things like that, it could happen. A hard tackle. You see what I'm saying? You want to stay away from Nicolas Otamendi, Robert Lewandowski. You know what I mean? You want to stay away from some of these guys, man, like a Acuna. You see what I mean? Stay away from these dudes, man, because you don't want to get damaged going into the World Cup. But Mexico should beat Saudi Arabia. No disrespect to Saudi Arabia, but Mexico should beat Saudi Arabia. They should be able to get something from Poland. And an upset against Argentina, maybe? I don't think so. But Mexico also got a good chance of getting out of their group. The next team in CONCACAF, the ICC playoff, right? And I think that is the Group E, where Costa Rica and New Zealand find themselves. One of those teams will play Spain, Germany, or Japan, right? So that one is going to be a tough one. That one is going to be a tough one for Costa Rica, because beating Spain and Germany is not going to be easy this time around. I know in 2014 Costa Rica did well. I know that. Don't say, hey, but damn, in 2014, you know what I mean? They did really, really well, but this is not 2014, guys. You know what I'm saying? This is 2022. This is 2022, and this is not the Costa Rica team, the young, vibrant Costa Rica team that we saw in 2014, where they had a tough draw with Uruguay, Italy, and England and topped the group, right, and got to the quarterfinals. This is not that team. This is an older team, but I hope, Luis Fernando Suarez is going to mix the team up and carry some of the impressive youngsters that we saw against the USA the other night and take those guys to the World Cup. I hope we see that happening. You know what I mean? So it's going to be tough for Costa Rica to get out of this group. Even against Japan, they're going to find it hard. I'm going to say right off the get-go that if Costa Rica gets through to the World Cup, that they won't get out of their group. Sorry, Ticos, but in terms of representation from CONCACAF, I don't think that they will get out of their group this time around. They failed to do that in 2018, and I think they will fail to do so again in 2022. And the last CONCACAF team that we're going to touch on is Canada. I think Canada got a fair group. You know what I mean? It's a challenging group, seeing that they got Belgium, Morocco, and Croatia. And Morocco will be looking at Canada like cooked food. You see what I'm saying? They will be looking at Canada like, oh, yum, yum. Haha, in my tummy. Come on over here, Canada. Get some of this Moroccan Atlas Lion, fever here. I had to just make that up on the spot, but it sounded good. Well, yeah, let's get some of that Saharan heat. So that's going to be an interesting matchup there between Canada and Morocco. I think, Canada do have an outside chance of getting out of their group, but off the bat, I'm going to say Canada are not going to get out of this group. Just early prediction here. I'm going to say Canada do not get out of this group. Croatia and Belgium might prove to be a bit too tough. There's still a chance. I'm just saying there's still a chance, but even Morocco might prove to be too tough for Canada. And just like 1986, they might not get out of their group again. You know what I mean? You know, no disrespect to Canada, but you know, I'm just keeping it real there. You know what I mean? I don't think they get out of this group. I'm not gonna be biased for Canada because they're in the CONCACAF region, and I did predict them to qualify for the World Cup, but that's as far as it goes right now. So for CONCACAF, I think the USA and Mexico, they got the best chances of getting out of their groups, but we could also see a situation where none of these CONCACAF teams get out of their group. There's also a possibility of that. Big possibility as well. So we got CONCACAF covered there. Look, let's talk Africa. Let us talk Africa, right? Senegal in Group A. I think Senegal got a very kind group. Senegal got a kind group because they, against Ecuador and Qatar, they would fancy their chances against those teams, and they would give Netherlands a run for their money with the quality that they have in their 11. Amane, Koulibaly, Abdou Diallo, Ismail Assar. These guys all play at the highest level. You see what I mean? And most of the Senegalese play at a very high level as well. Idrissa Gueye, you know, you think Cheikhou Kouyaté, Bamba Dieng, Nampalys Mendy, and, you know, Edouard Mendy in goal. Don't forget, listen, this team is a good-ass team. And I would love to see Senegal go far in the World Cup. And they do have potential of getting to the quarterfinal again, but they have to top their group. Top your group. You know, go into the round of 16, meet, let's say, the USA or maybe Wales, maybe Scotland, maybe a Ukraine, maybe an Iran. I'm not going to count out Iran. All right, guys. Knock him out. Senegal have a path to the quarterfinal again right there. And then from the quarterfinal, then you're going to have to talk. But let's say they get to the quarterfinal and they meet like a team like, let's say they meet Denmark or they meet a Poland. Let's just say for you know, just because we're having a discussion right now. Let's say they meet one of these teams. Then they got a path to the semis. I expect Senegal to do well at the World Cup. Please don't let us down again, Senegal. Please don't let us down again. But I have to say Senegal are getting out of this group, and then sky's the limit from then on. We go on to the next African team, and we're going to have to go to Tunisia in Group D. Guys, Tunisia are not getting out of this group. They are not getting out of the group. And no disrespect to Tunisia or anything, they're not getting out of this group. I don't expect them to do anything against Denmark nor France, and they will play one of Peru or Australia or the UAE. Maybe against that team, they'll maybe scrape a draw. But Tunisia are not doing anything at this World Cup. They'll have to prove me wrong. But historically, they haven't done anything, and they qualified with a measly own goal. And I'm not even being bitter about Tunisia. I'm just keeping it real. If there's people around here who's not going to keep it real, I'm going to keep it real. Very boring. Very boring team. Very boring team. So look, I don't know if who are you from? Where are you from? Sefa? Are you talking about Iran? Are you from Iran? I don't know where you're from, but we're talking Africa right now, and then we jump into Asia and then land the plane. So Tunisia not making it. They're not making it. We go on to Morocco. Okay, Morocco. They do have a chance in this group. This is not a 2018 group where you have Spain and Portugal. You have Croatia, who I think, you know, right now as we speak, are not at their strongest. 2018, yeah, they look good. They had a lot of powerhouse players in their team. But guys like Mario Mandzukic, Vedran Charluka, Ivan Rakitic, Ivan Strinic, all these guys won't be coming back to the World Cup. You know what I mean? And amongst a few others, they won't be coming back. This team is still going through a transition, still trying to figure out a lot of things, and that's where they could be vulnerable. Luka Modric is 4 years older than he was in 2018, and not that he's slowed down or anything, but still, you know, it must take a toll on the player. So I have to say that Morocco do have a chance, but they have to absolutely beat Canada and get something against Croatia. They're not beating Belgium. They're not getting anything against Belgium. They're not. They're not getting anything against Belgium at all, in my opinion. That's my early prediction. They're not getting anything out of Belgium. So Morocco do stand a chance to get to the round of 16 at least. But I think in the round of 16, that is where it ends. Because you're going to come up against Spain or Germany, you're not getting past those teams. You're not getting past those teams. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. I do appreciate it. Much love, much respect to each and every person in here right about now. It's the World Cup qualifying draw, watch along and reaction, and we are still live. We've been 2 hours, 15 minutes into this live stream, and I do have to go live later to do the Premier League preview for the weekend. I might just have to wing that preview, though. I might just have to wing it. You know, I might have to wing the thing. But let's get the stream up to 200 likes, guys. You could do better than that. So, Cameroon, Group G. Cameroon, could they get out of Group G there? Possibilities are endless. Serbia and Switzerland are beatable. Not Brazil right now, but Serbia and Switzerland are beatable. I think this Cameroonian team has resurged, and I think they could actually get out of Group G. They could get out of Group G, and then sky's the limit from there because, you know, anything could happen in the round of 16. So Cameroon, they could get to the quarterfinal, in my opinion. Are they going to? It's up to them. But the path is laid out right there for them to achieve something at the World Cup. For Ghana, it's a tough group for them. They are like a wild card right about now. They qualified for the World Cup in very unimpressive, you know, an unimpressive fashion. But still, they managed to get the job done, and they're back at the grand event. Coming up against Portugal is going to be tough. Uruguay and South Korea is going to be tough as well. For Ghana, I don't think they get out of this group. I don't think they get out of the group, but there is still a slim chance if they manage to do well against the Korea Republic, Uruguay, and manage to frustrate Portugal. But I don't see Ghana doing well at the World Cup, though. Look, that's me underestimating Ghana, and let me underestimate them at my own peril. Look, we're going to do the smaller confederations. Let's just run and let's talk about Asia. Guys, are we going to get any Asian teams getting out of their group this time around? Last World Cup, we had Japan getting out of their group. Qatar. I have to say, Qatar kind of lucked out with their draw. And I could say as hosts, Qatar do have a chance of getting out of their group. I know I said they're not, but come on, man. When you have Ecuador in your group, no disrespect to Ecuador, but they're not a finished product. When you have Netherlands, who are still pretty much going through some transitional period where they have an old manager coming back to take over from a manager who wasn't doing well. So you have Senegal, who you never know what will happen at the World Cup. Let's say, God forbid, Mane gets injured and doesn't make the cut. You see what I'm saying? Then what are you going to have there? So Qatar could really put their forces together on home soil, and they could squeeze out of their group, maybe with a win against Ecuador and a draw against Senegal. You never know. You never know. So I have to say off the get-go that Qatar do have a chance, though. Let's say Qatar top their group. Somehow, some way, they top their group. Let's say they top their group. Qatar could get into the last 8. I don't think they're going to get that far, but I have to say that there's a chance to get out of their group. There is a chance to get out of their group. Look, Iran got a chance as well of getting out of this group. Slim chance, however. But they have to beat the USA again, and they have to get something from that team coming through to the playoffs from Europe. They have to get something from these teams, man. These English-speaking teams, you got to get something from them, Iran. You got to get something from them, Iran. Are they going to get out of their group? It's a possibility. I think it's a possibility. I have to make a call right now. Do I have to know? It's a possibility. I'm going to just leave it right there. Saudi Arabia, slim chance, but I don't think are going to get out of this group. I think Mexico might actually get their act together. It's going to be tough beating Poland with Lewandowski in that team. We could even see a situation like at the 2006 World Cup where Saudi Arabia got smashed 8-0 by Germany. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Don't forget that, guys. Do not forget that actually happened. I remember watching that game and I was like, WTF. Like, ease up. You see what I'm saying? When did it happen? Was it in 2002? I think it was when that happened in maybe 2002, not 2006. I think that happened in 2002 if I'm not mistaken. That happened. Let me just double check that and make sure I get my my facts right there. Let me make sure I get that right because I don't want to be here talking about something that didn't actually happen. Yeah, that was in 2002. Germany beat Saudi Arabia 8-0. 8-0 in the opening game of their group. So Saudi Arabia, they would want to actually avoid something like that happening to them again against maybe an Argentina, maybe against a Lewandowski. You know what I'm saying? Full double hat trick for Lewandowski against Saudi Arabia, maybe Messi. Who knows? Saudi Arabia are not getting out of that group. They are not getting out of the group. So for the playoff team, let's see if we have Australia or UAE getting out of their group. They will be in Group D, right? Denmark, France, Australia. I'm not convinced by Australia right now. Not at all. Not at all. And I have to say that the Asian team would not get out of this group here. Even Tunisia will give them a good run for their money. So I'm going to have to call that one and say they don't get out of their group. Look, Group E, Japan could get out of that group if Germany or Spain slip up. Don't see that happening. Japan fails to get out of their group this time around. They have looked a bit shaky in qualifiers as well. They're not getting past Spain and Germany, in my opinion. So I'm going to keep that short and sweet. And we go on to Korea Republic. They do have a chance of getting out of Group H if they manage to be clinical and beat Ghana, get something against Uruguay or Portugal. But it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. This Uruguayan team are on a mission. They look a lot better than they did. And than they did during the earlier stages of qualifiers under Oscar Tabarez. And I have to say that Korea Republic are not getting out of their group. So, look, we might see a situation where the only Asian team to get out of their group this time around might be Qatar. It might just be Qatar in Group A. Because Qatar are indeed the Asian champions, right? Don't forget that. Don't mind their slump over the last year or so, but they're Asian champions and they got an easy group, man. That group is kind of easy. As a host, that group, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands, that group is not the toughest group. That is not the toughest group. I'm not saying that these teams are like weaklings or anything, but it's a manageable group for a host nation. It's a manageable group for a host nation. So Jonathan Doru is saying, like South Africa, Qatar are getting knocked out. I was saying that initially, but I'm telling you in that opening game where they will be coming up against Ecuador, right? Guys, we might see a situation. Qatar beat Ecuador in that opening game, man. Come on, guys. Come on. Have an open mind right now. Don't write them off. Don't write them off. They could do something at the World Cup. Let's not write them off, man. I know I wrote them off before the draw. Let's not write them off now. Let us not. Let us not. So, look, Qatar, Ecuador in the opening game. And on the same day, we will have the Netherlands playing Senegal. So, that's what it looks like. And I think we would also have England, Iran, and the USA will be playing on that same day as well. We'll be having those games on that day, you know, so I can't wait for November to come. Hurry up, November 21st come. But between now and then, we'll be having a lot of discussion. So, look, who's going to join the teams in Group B? Is it going to be Wales? Is it going to be Scotland or Ukraine? I want to see one of Scotland or Wales just because England and the USA are in that group. For the playoff there in Group D, are we gonna see one of who's in that one? Peru, Australia, or the UAE. Who are we gonna see? And then Costa Rica or New Zealand in Group E. So that is what it's looking like right now. It's a very, very, very tough draw for those teams, but sky's the limit indeed, man. Sky's the limit. So yeah, man. Guys, it's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go into South America, nor am I gonna go into Europe right now. In the future, we will do that. I'm strapped for time. I gotta drop my wife to work. We've been live 2 hours and 25 minutes. I've gone on very long reacting to this draw, and talking all the juicy matchups and all of that. So it's pretty fun, man. It's been pretty fun. It's been pretty fun, conducting this draw watch along and the post reaction as well. Guys, thank you very much for 50,000 subscribers as well. We're gonna look towards 100. Sky's the limit as well when it comes to that one, and you never know what's gonna happen, man. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun doing this, and I appreciate everybody who took the time out of their day to join me. You could have been anywhere else on YouTube, but you chose to stop by Dominic Rich FC, okay? So that means a whole lot to me, man. That means a whole lot. So you guys are the real deal. I'll be live later. Let me give the voice a bit of rest. Got to prep a live stream for later to talk Premier League weekend. I think I'm going to do something light. Definitely. Thank you very much, Adam. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate everybody in here. Prime time. Congratulations again. And while we are 188 people strong in the house, while we are strong, 100, almost 200 people, I'm going to leave you on a high, okay? So thank you very much for tuning in to another one. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you're yet to do so. And from your boy, Dominic Rich, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. And I promise you a lot of heat in 2022. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Just make sure you're prepared. Can't say I never warned you. All right? Peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. Come on. How could I forget that? Come on. Come on, Tom.